Happy Friday. How's everybody doing? Happy 35th meeting of the year. It's sure happy to see everybody, and happy Friday. If you'll rise, Mr. John Brown is going to lead us in the invocation, pledge, and national anthem.
Always happens. Let's pray. Almighty God, we give you thanks for all the blessings you have poured upon us. Show all the nations of this world your way to peace. Keep our families safe. Strengthen our friendships. Bless those we love. Show all the nations of this world your way to peace. Reveal the needs of your world to us so that we may help others in ways that bring you glory. And show all the nations of this world your way to peace. Help each of us to live in the way you would have us live. Show all the nations of this world your way to peace. All these things we ask in your name. Amen. Let's pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose stripes and bright stars through the perilous light o'er the ramparts green march were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, thank you.
If you brought a guest, if you and your guest will please stand. Okay.
Hi, everyone. This is the last time we're going to introduce Leo as a guest. So, Leo, welcome.
Welcome, Leo.
I guess I'll do the same thing for the last time, introducing Paul Hoffman, who is Executive Director at the Agape Clinic and will become a member today.
Awesome. Welcome.
You want to do the same? Each time.
And we have Patti Schwab, who's also going to become a new member today.
Awesome. Welcome.
Okay.
Oh,
Is there somebody? Oh, yes, 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 yes. Say hi.
Oh, hi. I'm Sarah Connor with Just Say Yes, Youth Equipped to Succeed, with Dan Bailey today. Thank you.
fantastic. Welcome. Mr. Sean Foster is here. He is highlighting Nolan Duck, our PCR Marketplace advertiser. Thank you, Mr. Sean.
Thank you, Happy. Before I get into the announcement, I might mention that once upon a time, this did not have anybody on it, and now it's full. And what it does is it helps us fund some of your programs, some of our programs. And the way I don't know how it started, but I do know that Nolan went all over town collecting money from you guys and business cards to get the thing going. So it's kind of ironic, not ironic, that's the wrong word. I need a grammarian to tell me the right. So it's fit, I guess, that we honor him with his advertisement today. So in other words, if you look at the hub, there's advertisements on the back of it. Each week we highlight one of our members that have paid money to be on that. And today's is Nolan Duck. Nolan joined the club in 2006. He is a multiple Paul Harris Fellow. He's a recipient of the Wilbur Hawkins Spirit of Rotary Award, and he's also an incoming board member. He wanted me to mention that he's been a Rotarian for 30 years. 16 years ago, he founded his DBG Advisors, which is an M&A advisory and business brokerage firm. And he got his he is a certified exit planning advisor, a certified value builder, and a real estate broker. And they work with business owners who are looking to increase the value of their business to ensure a lucrative exit. His goal is to help owners be prepared to sell if somebody comes calling. His firm guides business owners through both exit planning and the sale of their company. Now, he's actually written a book, and I had the book in my car, and I was having a meeting with a client, and I go, "You need a book." Hold on a minute. I ran out to my car, and I gave him the book. It's called Are You Ready to Sell Your Business? And it addresses 10 critical issues every business owner must address to get their business on the right path for a lucrative exit. So please feel free to reach out to Nolan and his team if you're a friend and want to talk about how to move forward with an exit plan. So please join me in thanking Nolan for his support.
It's now time for Happy Bucks. So if you have something that you're really happy about, if you'll share your happy news along with whatever dollar denominations that you'd like. Well, you'll see momentarily is that we're going to be introducing 3 new members today. So that's my happy news. I'm really happy about that.
My daughter's finally getting married a week from Sunday after postponing it 2.5 times. So we are so excited. So I'll be in Austin celebrating finally.
Oh, wonderful. Fabulous.
That's fabulous. Yeah, I'm happy that tomorrow 25 or 30 of us are going to be at the North Texas Food Bank, busting our rear ends, doing good for the community for people who need it the most. So we'll see y'all there. It's going to be a fun event. Thanks.
Thank you, John.
Hello, everybody. My mother turned 70 last Friday after fighting cancer for 2.5 years and went into remission last July, so that's 1. Kyle's birthday was this week, 2. And then 3, I'm officially a new member this week. So.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Richard. I want to brag about my family this weekend. My grandson is dancing the lead in the ballet Coppelia on Sunday. And my sister's coming in, my other daughter's coming in, and we're going to have a big family get-together, so I'm feeling good.
That sounds awesome. Way to go, Bill.
Well, I am happy we're going to celebrate the Legacy of Leadership alumni on Tuesday night at Chris McNeil's house. We have 51 alumni and speakers that have been involved in the program, and 35 to 40 of them are going to be there, including Patrick Harden.
Woohoo! Awesome. I can't wait to see his house, too. It's going to be fantastic.
Thank you. Okay. Sean, where's Sean?
As I've already told somebody, Big Jim Weichel won the Citizen of the Year for Metro Trust Chamber, so I wanted to give him an applause.
Hey, Jim. Congratulations.
So, and I'm pleased to introduce James Sacker. He's the general manager of the Front Room Tavern. I'm really excited to have him here as a guest today. Welcome, James.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
The moment has finally arrived. We have 3 new members to introduce today. If Fred Brown and Karen Ferris will come up, we'll introduce our first new member. They're going to introduce Paul Hoffman. If the stage were bigger, we didn't have everybody up on stage at the same time. You're in good hands being introduced by 2 past presidents.
Thank you. You know, one of the strengths of our collaborative partner relationship is the fact that we have leadership from each of those organizations as members of our club. And I think that's really important today. We continue on with that model. And I'll turn it over to Fred.
Thank you, Karen. As a collaborative partner, I think it's good for y'all to know that we do have 5 members of this club on the board at the Agape Clinic now. Karen and I have been on there for some time. Richard Stanford is on there, as well as Chelsea Davidson and Pam Carvey. So we've got good representation there, and we've had great success with working with that group. So thank you very much. It is an honor to present Paul to you today. He's done an excellent job of stepping in as the executive director of Agape a year and a half ago. He has a world of knowledge in the health and wellness business. He came to us from Texas A&M School of Dentistry, where he had been for 8 years. Prior to that, he was with Community Dental Care. And prior to that, he was with the Parkland Hospital Organization as the Director of Strategic Planning, which y'all all know we do a lot of that here. So good to have you here. He has 2 children, a daughter who is an attorney here in Dallas, and a son who is finishing up his residency in Chicago. And they'll be here. Hopefully we'll get him back here in Texas soon, Paul. Welcome to the club, Paul. We're glad to have you. So.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to say how honored I am to be part of this prestigious group that's so dedicated to the community. And I know that Karen and Fred and Michael and Philip, I look around the room, I probably know half the room, Richard. And I just want to thank you for this opportunity of working with you. Thank you. There's Philip. Oh, no, he's not. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
Paul.
Happy. So good to see you.
Great to see you. Paul, this is for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And now, board member and parade chair Sarah OLIAI is going to introduce Miss Patti SCHAUB.
I've known Patty and had the pleasure of knowing her for probably about 12 years now. We first met when we were both serving on Highland Park Special Education Parent Advisory Committee, and once you get to know Patty, you'll know that she has a heart for service, and particularly for helping individuals with disabilities. But I'm not going to steal her thunder. She has a lot of great family stories and life history, and she can share that with you when she gives her new member speech. But I would just like you all to join me in welcoming her to the club.
Thank you. I am so honored to be accepted for membership in the Rotary Club and be part of the Park Cities group of people who are dedicated to service and friendship and just helping our community. And I've enjoyed meeting you at the meetings and the happy hour, and I'm looking forward to a long service with the Rotary. Thank you.
I like that, service and friendship. And now board member Kyle Marmillion is going to introduce Leo Avila. You both will come on up. I'm so excited.
Awesome. Thank you, Happy. Yep, Leo Avila, he and I serve on a board for another nonprofit that's related to the University of Texas here in the Dallas area, and so that's where we met, and he's been awesome. He's led some very large projects, and I know that he will jump right in here with Rotary. So, Leo, welcome, and here's your new packet.
Thank you, Kyle, and thank you to the rest of the members of the club. I'm excited about the opportunity and looking forward to helping add value to this chapter, and looking forward to 4th of July, too.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Welcome. Laurie said this was a red letter day, and I was trying to think of like something that we should have, like we might have like red balloons here next time. Fireworks. And now Mr. Stan Wright is going to tell us about the North Texas Food Packing Day tomorrow.
Thank you, President Happy. Well, for once, I'm not up here groveling for volunteers. I have. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I feel like Rodney Dangerfield. I will be groveling probably in about 2 months for the park, for y'all to come work with me in the park. And this gentleman right here, I've got my eye on him already. So, okay. I want to thank everybody that everybody volunteered. Raise your hand. We had 35. Yeah, wow, 35 people volunteer. And if you would remember to wear your blue shirts, and we're going to be there between 8:30, 8:45. We're going to have Bloody Marys and donuts and some. Anyway, good spread. So we hope you will come. April Fool.
And we don't have to wear masks, right? No masks. Okay. Optional. And Ms. Valerie Pellin, our membership director, is going to tell us about her membership team. It's not too late for you to join the membership team.
Well, I get the opportunity now to give recognition to the membership team. And today, being so appropriate that we had 3 new members, so it just happens to be a great day for membership. The membership team has 3 parts. One is new member recruitment, the other is the new member process, and the other is member engagement. Each of these has teams, and we're always looking for volunteers. The new member recruitment and attraction team this was the first year we've had that. And if you participated on that, that's Evan and Mark Casher, Herbert Hammond, Michelle Brown, Bobby Quick. Please stand up and everybody applaud for their work on the new membership team. Well, no one's here, but they're out looking for new members. They're doing their job as a new member recruitment and attraction. Now, we can always use help on that committee. So if you're looking for a team, that's a good team. The next part of membership is the new member process. And that involves several people and broader teams. So we start off when a new member is sponsored by somebody who is a member. They go through Daniel and Eric, who give them a tough interview to make sure they'd fit into the team. Then, once they're accepted by the board and been voted on, then Paul Pyrak, so Paul, please stand up, and Marcia Zeidel, they're part of the new member engagement mentoring, and they pick mentors for that new member. Are there any mentors here today? Yeah, please stand up. So all the mentors who mentor new members, please stand up. So the new mentors, along with the sponsors, help the new members become acclimated to the club. So that's an important job. Then we have the new member orientation. So our chair this year is Bob Jeffries and Carl Van Bibberstein, helped by Paul Pyrak again and Karen Ferris. So please stand up and be recognized for your work with the new member orientation. The next group of teams is all about member engagement, and we can always use help there. So Alice Freeland does the birthday slide with, now Alice is not here, but I will tell you, some of those pictures, they don't even look like you currently look. So that's a hint to kind of update those pictures. So when your picture is up there to give a contribution and it's your birthday, make sure we know who's on the list. The next person who helps out is Marilyn Hargrave. Marilyn, please stand up. She makes calls for those people who haven't attended, and she does that monthly. Then we have our fellowship team, Happy and Mary Bishop, and they're the ones who take care of all our socials. The next group is the Legacy of Leadership. So is Cleve here, Paul again, and anybody who's gone through the Legacy of Leadership, please stand up so you can be recognized. And all his extended team members. Let's give them an applause. Tammy Kauser puts in the volunteer opportunities for the new members, and PCRConnect is run by Holly Hollenbeck and Joy Gold. So are they, either of them here? So give them a hand also, because they run the PCRConnect. And let's give Daniel an applause. He came in a little late, but he's part of the interview team. So if you're looking for a team to join, membership can always use help in terms of new member recruitment or PCRConnect or member engagement. Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie. And past President Fred Brown is now going to provide the membership minute.
Thank you, President Happy. It is an honor to come and talk to you a little bit this morning. It's always a danger to put the mic back in the hands of a former or a past president here. You never know what they're going to say or what they're going to do. But today I want to tell you a little bit about my history in the club and share that with you for just a moment. 19 years ago, Philip Banquet gave me a call. Philip's a good friend, and called me and said, "What do you think about going to Rotary with me this week?" And I said, "That'd be a great thing, I think. Tell me about it." I don't know anything about it. Even though I was a junior Rotarian in the city of Paris, Texas, years and years ago, that's about all I knew about Rotary at that point. But Philip brought me here, and 3 months later, I was one. I'm right here with you guys. It's been a privilege to be in the club. I come from a very strong lineage of Rotarians. The godfather of our group is Rod Pirtle, and Rod is not here today, I don't think. But Rod brought in Philip 20 years ago and Cleve Clinton 22 years ago. Philip is my official sponsor, but it was through Cleve support as well, and Philip, it kind of took two of them to get me going around here. So all three of those gentlemen are past presidents of the club, and so I guess I was destined to be a president. I didn't know that at that time, but I was, and I was one of those in 2012 and 2013. So that year we had a strong board. Happy, I know you've got a great board this year. I've seen them in action. Jeff, I know you've got a big group coming up behind Happy's group here too, and you're going to have a strong group, but we really had a group of a strong board of directors and supporting cast there too. I see several of them here today. Several of those members went on to be presidents. You know who you are, but there were several that came out of that group. We had a great year. That year we were able, thanks to that group, to bring in 17 new members, and at the end of the year we had 6 more members in the pipeline. So we had a really good group that were coming in and make this club even stronger than it was then. I had the privilege of being sent to the Rotary International Convention in Bangkok, Thailand. I see Bud down here. Bud was in the Philippines at that time and came over. He and his wife came over and joined us in Bangkok. We had a great time there with a mere 35,000 Rotarians in attendance that year. It was just unbelievable how strong that was. We've had just a great time. In addition to that year, because of the board, we were named the Club of the Year for the District 5810, so I'm very proud of that activity too. So I encourage all of you that are out there, all you new members that are here, to look around you, look at the past presidents that are sitting beside you today. You know who you are out there. Ask them how you get to be more active in the club, but join where you can and be active where you can. I wish you all the best and become a strong Rotarian when you can. Thanks.
Thank you, Fred. Nate Weymouth's father has passed, and so if we can keep Nate in our prayers, the memorial service is going to be today, and so please keep him in your prayers. A number of us attended District Assembly this past Saturday. We're going to get a picture after the meeting, so if you were there at District Assembly, if you'll stay after, we'll be sure to get a great picture. And then I wanted to give a special shout out to Pat Martin, the publisher of Park City's People. We had an amazing event last night that they invited our club to participate in. It was they had their 20 under 40 honorees, just these young people that are just doing amazing things. It was really great to see each of them, and Pat was really smart and thinking that would be a great event to have us involved with, because those are the exact people that we'd want to have in our club. So it was really great getting to meet each of those people. Thank you so much, Pat. That was a lot of fun. We're going to have a fun all-club membership dinner on Tuesday, April 26th at the Park City Club. Tickets are $52 each. It's a 3-course dinner. It's for all club members. We're going to recognize new members, but it's for all club members. 3-course dinner. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's not going to be any long program. All we're doing is introducing new members, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Hope to see you there. Just register online. The district conference and awards banquet is going to be Friday and Saturday, April 22nd and 23rd. We have submitted, or are in the process of submitting, 18 different award applications. And so I think we have really pretty good odds. So it'd be great if you put that on your calendar and join us. It's going to be at Brookhaven Country Club on April 23rd. And I'll be sending out all the details. I don't know the exact time yet. Dale Hansen is going to be a speaker at the All Club Luncheon. And so it's going to be a really fun event. If you're a bowler, they have bowling on Friday night. And so we could have a Park Cities Rotary Club bowling event. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Without any further ado, Jeff Sheehan is going to introduce our fabulous speaker. Thank you.
Thanks, President Hammond. Dan Bailey is the founder of the nonprofit Just Say Yes Youth Equipped to Succeed in 2002. He currently serves as the organization's president, bringing vast leadership experience from over a 22-year career in a Fortune 500 company in corporate sales, marketing, and management. His philosophy of a connected student is a protected student has shaped the organization to what it is today. 30 employees and programs that have impacted over 3.9 million students, parents, and educators in 43 states. For the current year, school year, over 275,000 students are projected to be reached through 2,153 programs in 123 school districts and charter schools. Dan is actively engaged in the community by serving on others' nonprofit boards focused on positive youth development and risk behaviors, and serves through the recovery ministry at his church. Dan loves fishing, hunting, and the little-known fact that he was the foosball champion at his college in Miami, Ohio. And I asked him, did that help him with his career? And he goes, it actually was a detriment, I guess, is what he would tell you. And I find that fascinating because if you've ever played foosball, you have to have like cat-like reactions, and I'm impressed. He and his wife Sue have been married for 41 years and have 2 children and 3 grandchildren. Welcome, Dan.
All right. Set up here. Thank you, Happy, and thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. Yeah, I've got a PowerPoint today, and you get to be the first ones to see this. It's new branding and everything. So it's going to be kind of fun. Let me get my laptop opened up here. Perfect. And I've got my clicker. Mark, thanks for setting everything up for me. So anyway, so glad to be here. The one thing I left off of my introduction is I, too, am a Rotarian. So been one for 2 years. So I'm at the Preston Center Rotary. So anyway, yeah. So that's kind of fun. You know, one of the things I want to do is, first of all, just thank you for letting me be here. I love this. I love speaking to people. I love connecting with people. And one of the things I like to start off with is just kind of reading the room, if you will. So how many of you either currently have a teenager in the house or at some time in your life had a teenager in your house? How many are you glad that they're out of the house? No. How many grandparents? I'm a grandparent. Aunts, uncles? Yeah, that's great. Well, that lets me a lay of the land of who I'm talking to today, so that's great. So what I want to do today is I want to talk about youth culture, kind of what's happening today in youth culture. I want to explain kind of who we are, who is this Just Say Yes Youth Equipped to Succeed, kind of how we impact youth, give you a sense for that. And I want to give you the why behind what we do. And actually, I want to start with the why. This is a little bit new for me. By the way, we just had our 20-year anniversary March 1st, so it's kind of a good time to think about your why. But my daughter, who's 34 years old, she's an attorney in Arlington, and we were having breakfast about 18 months ago, and she said, "Dad, you know, what's your why? Like, what, you know, the Simon Sinek thing, you know, well, what's your why?" And I said, "Well, you know, youth are struggling. There's, you know, I mean, look at the risk behaviors. I mean, everything happening. Kids who need help." And she says, yeah, I know that, Dad, but you left your 22-year corporate career to do what you do. What's your why? Not everybody does that." And, you know, she's a lawyer. She's just poking me as best she can. So I thought about it, and we had breakfast 2 weeks later, and I said, "Well, I think I know my why." And I told her, and she goes, "Dad, you need to tell everybody that." So since then, I've been telling kind of my why. So I thought it'd be good for me to start with that, so you can kind of know a little bit of my story and why I do what I do. So it all started actually here in Dallas. My mom went to Sunset High School. She was a cheerleader. She graduated after her senior year. And that summer, she and her boyfriend crossed some boundaries that they didn't necessarily mean to cross. So relational boundaries. Fast forward 3 months, she's at the University of North Texas and gets deathly ill. She goes to the doctor. He runs all these tests, and he comes in and tells her news that changed the trajectory of her life. She was pregnant. Her boyfriend's dad said, "Hey, the right thing, you two have a bright future. I'll pay for the abortion. It's okay." The boyfriend said, "No, the right thing to do is to marry her," and I was born 6 months later. So that's kind of where my story started. I actually was born in Berkeley, California, started the riots and got out of there, but I was there for 2 years. My dad's family was from Berkeley. They moved to Connecticut, and I was 7 years old, 2 siblings now, and they got a divorce. Now picture this, my mom's 26, she has 3 little kids, no marketable skills because she had to drop out of college, and sadly her mom, who was addicted to prescription meds and I think alcohol, said, don't come back to Dallas. You made your nest, you stay in it. And she married the first guy who came along. So I ended up growing up with a alcoholic, abusive, angry stepdad from 7 years old on. At 8 years old, I literally feared for my life. We lived in 14 houses in 5 states. I didn't have any best friends. I didn't have a mentor. I contemplated suicide in high school. You know, it's interesting. I'll hit the pause button for a second. The Reese Jones Foundation is a big supporter of what we do. And they said, Dan, we're bringing in some youth from South Dallas for this internship program. Could you bring in one of your speakers? And we'd like you to tell your story to them. So I told 32, high school students my story. And I told them, I said, a lot of your stories trump my story. I mean, a lot of you are worse. But I know what it's like to be alone. I know what it's like to be isolated. I know what it's like to make stupid decisions because no one's got your back. And so I want to create a connection for you so you don't have to go through what I went through. It was fascinating. The surveys came back from them the next week, and they said, we love Mr. Bailey's talk because it broke a stereotype for us. I think they looked at me and go, oh, you grew up with a silver spoon. And so that was kind of interesting. But that's the why behind why I started Just Say Yes. I actually started volunteering in the schools in 1996, doing a program once a week. I took off from work, a program on character and choices. Did that as a volunteer, trained other speakers. And then at the end of 1998, I went home to my wife. We lived in, picture this, we're in Preston Hollow, 2 kids in private school. She's a stay-at-home mom. And I said, Sue, I'm more passionate about helping these kids than closing a multi-million-dollar computer deal. I don't know what to do. And I expect her to say, hey, take 2 aspirin, call me in the morning. You'll feel a lot better. Instead, she said, let's pray about it. And we did. And over the next 6 months, crazy things happened. We're just, oh my gosh. And we're supposed to do this. So November of '99, I resigned my job. And 2.5 years later, I went to work for a nonprofit called Aim for Success. 2.5 years later, started Just Say Yes. So with that, let me kind of get into who Just Say Yes is. But I thought it was important for you to kind of hear that why. So let me work my clicker here. How we doing? Oh, wrong way, huh? Let's try it. There we go. Okay, so I'm curious with you all, what do you think are the biggest issues facing youth culture? I mean, you read the news, just shout out, what right now in youth culture, what do you think are the biggest issues? Yeah, social media, drugs, mental health, thank you for that. Who would like to be a teenager today, right? I mean, it's crazy, the stuff they're facing, crazy. And here's what's wild. They see their phone and they say, I've got 1,000 followers on Snapchat. Why do I feel so lonely? Why do I feel by myself? They feel, well, everyone else seems to be doing great. They show their best and they hide the rest, right? Why do I feel so bad? And that's where the mental health and a lot of the depression comes in. So when you look at some of the stats out there, you'll see, I'm going to get this right. Should I point this way? There we go. Okay, bullying, for example, 1 in 5 students have been bullied during this school year. I don't think that's any secret to anybody. When you look at sexting, this is crazy. One of the charter schools we work with said the #1 reason high school students being expelled is for sexting. They're sending explicit pictures to each other. It ends up on the principal's desk, and the kids are getting expelled. Kids don't know the boundaries. They don't know how to manage that part of their world. You look at teen pregnancy. I mean, it's interesting. We focus a lot on the teens themselves, but this stat has to do with the children of the teens. So if a child has a teen mom, they have a lower chance, their academic achievement, act against them, higher chance of dropout, higher chance of being incarcerated. The ripple effect is just horrific for these teens. And then back to what the word we're hearing a lot is isolation. 61% of kids say the pandemic has created more isolation in their lives. And you'll hear more about that in just a minute. When you look at depression, this stat, just take this one in for a second. I have to reread this regularly. 1 out of 6 teens has created a personal suicide plan. This is not a random website. This is Centers for Disease Control. So it's not like they've thought about suicide. They're like, yeah, I've got a plan. If I choose to take my life, this is how I'm going to do it. That should be like a red flag for all of us. You know, and a lot of the people that are experts out there are, you know, saying we don't know the full impact of this pandemic. The learning loss, the isolation. You know, all the research, brain research on even attachment theory, that how we see each other face to face, the need for attachment, the need to be delighted in. When you put a mask on a child for 2 years and they can't fully take in someone's face and a smile, we don't know the ramifications, but there's going to be some. We really believe that. So when you look at Just Say Yes, I want you to see just kind of a sense of who we are. And again, you're getting to see some of our new branding and colors. We're really excited about this. But our mission statement is growing value and vision in youth by combating isolation and imparting hope. Here's what's interesting. We came up with that 6 months before the pandemic. Can you imagine how much more that's needed now to combat isolation? We have 3 major values. One is bold compassion. I have a team of 31 on my staff that feel called to what they do. They are all in. Bold compassion, responsive innovation. The culture's changing so much, we have to be on top of it. What's the message the kids need to hear? What are they connecting with? What's out there regarding apps? And so we constantly are responding to cultural changes. And then transformative connection, that heart to heart, where as we build stories and relationships and connect with kids, this transformation that takes place. So one of our trademark lines is we've registered this, a connected student is a protected student. And all the research shows that if you can connect a student with a positive peer, with their parents, with the teacher, with their dreams and goals, even with their community, so protective that they don't feel isolated. Someone knows their name. Back to my story, I remember I was in New Jersey as a 9th grader. I'd moved up from South Carolina, so I had this goofy accent, and so kids are making fun of me as a 9th grader. I'm walking down the hall, and I'm like, I wish someone would just say my name. I wish someone would just, hey, how's it going? If I had someone that said, hey, come on, hey, sit with us at lunch, it would have changed so many things in my life. So that connection point is just really important. And then the areas we really focus on, our core focus is we have specific programs from elementary, middle school, and high school for bullying, cyberbullying, drug and alcohol use, vaping, opioids, depression, mental health. We have a social media program where we deal with sexting and pornography. We do my mic just cut out when I said that. I think I just got edited. But we do sexting and pornography. So we do it from a health and safety standpoint and brain science, and we're in the public schools delivering this message. We do leadership, mentorship, and goal setting. So you may say, that all sounds great, Dan, but how do you do that? How's that all work? So this next slide kind of shows the 3 levels that we impact schools. The top level is motivational experiences. So I call that kind of our 40,000-foot approach. We have speakers that will come in and do assemblies. Could be 500 kids, 1,000 kids at a time. We have 6 contract speakers we've worked with for over 15 years. They're experts in youth culture. They've overcome homelessness, drugs and alcohol, some former NFL players. Arlington ISD just had us do 52 schools with these motivational experiences. So that's 40,000 foot. Then we have a 20,000 foot approach, which is wellness education. Now these are speakers on our staff. We have 8 of them, and they learn specific programs to give to groups of like 30 kids at a time, 30 to 50. So they may be on a campus all day speaking to all the 7th graders, 50 at a time, every period. And the beauty is they all give the exact same message. So the school knows word for word, particularly when you get into some of these touchy topics. Schools want to know, what are you going to say? Are you going to get me in trouble? Well, all our speakers, they're like actors that memorize the script, but they bring their personality in. Those are all research-based. And then peer-to-peer mentoring is our ground game. This really gets me excited because we're able to watch these kids all year long. So what do you think is the #1 bottleneck to mentoring? I mean, if I were to say, does mentoring work? I've heard you talk about it today. Every hand would go up, right? Mentoring works, mentoring works. What do you think when it comes to Mercy Street, Big Brothers, Big Sister? What's the biggest impediment to their growth? Anybody guess? Finding mentors. There's not, like Mercy Street said, we could double the amount of students if we had more adult mentors. What we've done is we've made the juniors and seniors the mentors. All right, so we come into a high school, and we're in Title I inner city high schools, West Dallas, South Dallas, and the principal helps us pick out 10 to 12 upperclassmen. We take them to train them to be the mentors, and then the counselor, lead counselor, picks 25 freshmen to put in our program. Now, these are freshmen that are on the edge of falling out off, basically dropping out of school. They may be in a gang, homeless, no family support, and they put them in our program. So we do this also. This is not an after-school program because those 25 freshmen aren't staying after school. If you want to reach them, you got to do it during the school. So we're in 8 campuses right now, twice a week, with staff on campus giving this program during the school day. And that's our peer-to-peer mentoring program. So give you just a little bit, for the sake of time, I'll go through this fairly quickly, but 7 out of 10 schools request that our speakers come back or give us another program. We've done these in 42 states now, the motivational experiences. And it's just funny to see kids connect with these stories. I do have a video that, Mark, maybe you can help me with, but this will be about a 2-minute video. Gabe Salazar is doing an anti-bullying program. Gabe has been named one of the top Latino speakers in the nation. And I just want you to get a sense of what happens in one of these programs. Again, anti-bullying. Let's watch the video, Mark.
What I'm talking about right now, it's so real and so heavy then you would say, Gabe, I need somebody to share this with me right now. What is your name? Are you raising your hand? Joseph? Joseph, you're a cool kid, I can tell already. I want to do this activity with you. You have a lot of self-doubt and struggle. Joseph, thank you for being honest with me. Let's give him a round of applause for being honest. Joseph, do you know what a fact is? Do you know what an opinion is? Fact or opinion, your hoodie is black. Fact or opinion, we're in a gymnasium. Fact or opinion, it's hot in here. Fact or opinion, the sky's blue. The ocean is deep. Fact or opinion, we're in Texas. It's the best state in the nation. Fact or opinion, Joseph, me and Joseph, Joseph, look at me. Fact or opinion, Joseph, you are a beautiful person. Fact or opinion, shh, Joseph, you are incredibly loved. Fact or opinion, you have an incredible future. Fact or opinion, you have great value and importance to this world. Fact, Joseph, all those last 5, they're all facts. And if you don't believe me, let's try this now with your student body. Fact or opinion, we're in a gymnasium. Fact or opinion, we live in Texas. It's the best state in the nation. The sky is blue. The ocean is deep. Joseph is beautiful, has an incredible future, has great value, and is tremendously loved. Give Joseph a round of applause. I need 4 or 5 people to go give Joseph a high five or a hug right now. Go. You're awesome, Joseph. You're awesome.
What's so cool about that program, the lead counselor came up to Gabe afterwards and said, Gabe, you couldn't have picked a better kid to do that with. That kid has been depressed, he's been isolated, and it was just one of those beautiful moments. So it's powerful, it's fun to watch. All right, okay, so the 20,000 foot are the wellness education programs I mentioned, and there we deal with we have an adolescent development, drug and alcohol program, technology program, and you can see, 91% of the students rate our programs as excellent or good. 86% said they learned something. These programs right now are in 123, I don't know if you picked that up earlier, but 123 school districts throughout Texas. We're in Corpus Christi, Alive. We do a lot. We're in almost every school district in North Texas. And I think we've got 2,100 programs booked for this school year. So it's pretty exciting to see how many kids are getting impacted. And then I mentioned the peer-to-peer mentoring. Just really excited about that. I'm going to flip through these slides. Want to tell you what schools we're in. In Dallas ISD, we're in Conrad, which is over in Vickery Meadow, Pinkston High School. We're in North Dallas High School, Sunset P-Tech. Garland ISD, Lakeview Centennial, we've been there 12 years. Plano ISD, brand new school for us. Fort Worth ISD, Southwest High School. So we do wraparound services. So we do parent education, we do staff development to get everyone on the same page, if you will. And one of the things I want to share regarding parent education, I want to give you something to leave with is just a tool. And Sarah Connor, my Director of Development, we'll put these on the table on the way out. This is an amazing resource. The Search Institute out of Minneapolis did a study of students that made it through adolescence and didn't get involved with any risk behaviors. Instead of studying the kids that did get pregnant or were in drug rehab, they said, let's study the kids that made it. What are their common assets? What things are part of their life that protected them? This is their research. It's called the 40 Developmental Assets. And, I'll just read a couple. Young person perceives adults in the community value youth. That's a perception. One of them, which I love, is young person receives support from 3 or more non-parent adults. I'll tell you a story. My daughter, after she went through college, well, she was a freshman in college, she came home, and I said, Lara, I'm in this positive youth development world. You've done a pretty good job of avoiding a lot of the risk behaviors. I'm proud of you. I said, why? Why would you, see, I guess I started that why question with her back when she was there. But she said, well, Dad, I didn't want to disappoint you and Mom, but oh my gosh, I definitely didn't want to disappoint Uncle Rod. And I said, tell me about that. Well, Uncle Rod, he was kind of like a grandfather to me. He gave me a nickname. He came to my sporting events, called me on my birthday. I would never want to disappoint Uncle Rod. What I started then say, where can I be an Uncle Rod? Who can I build into? Who can I call on their birthday? And I've looked at neighbors, I've looked at family members, and I want to put that out there for you as a grandparent, an uncle, or even any relation. You can be that Uncle Rod, and the research shows you will actually help them make better choices. It's a simple thing, but can make a huge difference. The last thing I'm going to skip for the sake of time here. Oh, let's see. Working 2 clickers. There's our staff. As I mentioned, we have 31 on staff. We have a youth advisory board, a professional advisory board, some of the stuff we did through COVID. By the way, we have a brand new name we're going to announce at the end of April. We will be called Youth Equipped to Succeed, and there's a lot of reasons for that. We went through a merger, but that's going to be our new logo. We'll be called Yes. One of the things that's important to know, when you're doing sex ed, you can't send a flyer home to the parents saying, the program Bring Your Sex Ed to Your 8th grader is called Just Say Yes. We found that out the hard way, but so that's going to be our new brand. There's all our brand stuff that we get through. That's our growth. That's from 2009. That's 20. Crazy what's happening. There's our revenue. If you ever want to look at our revenue source. I know I'm out of time, so I'm bumping through all this. And then I'll put one promo piece out there. We are doing a big annual celebration at the Omni Dallas, April 28th, Thursday night. We'd love to have you all be part of that. We'll have about 450 people there. So that'll be celebrating 20 years, promoting our new name, and Mike Singletary is going to be our keynote speaker. So anyway, remember, a connected student is a protected student. I left this on several tables. Sarah's got a few more. We tell students this middle carabiner is you. Your whole life you need a mentor. Your whole life you need a mentee. And there's a proverb that a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. So we have some of these for you just as a reminder of that truth and that powerful message. So thank you again. Great meeting you all. Thank you for your attention and your service to our community. That's in the 40 developmental assets. Serving the community, it strengthens youth and their protective factors. Thank you. And back to Happy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was really wonderful. If you'll stay up here. Thank you so much. That was really wonderful. A book is being placed at your honor at McShan Elementary.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm sure a lot of people have questions for you. So if you can stay after the meeting for a while, that'd be great. Thank you for everything that you do.
All right. Appreciate it.
Next week's meeting is going to be here at Maggiano's. We're going to have a really fun speaker too. We're going to have Chief Eddie Garcia. So bring your law enforcement questions. It's going to be really fun. Past President Pam CARVEY will be our chair of the day. So we have a couple guests with us today, and we'd love for you to consider joining. If our board members are current and future, current and incoming and outgoing board members will stand so our guests can see who they need to talk to after the meeting. If they want to join, that'd be great. We'd sure love for our guests to join. Thank you. And now, if you'll rise, Miss Mary Bishop is going to lead us in the four-way test.
The four-way test is an ethical guide for Rotarians to use for their personal and professional relationships. The test has been translated into more than 100 languages, and Rotarians recite it at our club meetings. Please recite with me. Of the things we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Okay, the bell.
Have a great weekend.